you might have to invest even more by buying back. When heroes like Silent, for example, on the Ember, he doesn't even have buyback. And Resolution doesn't either, as he just bought Yasha. So, pretty stressful situation here for Empire.
Not a lot they can do here to stop this tier 2 push coming out from the side. Resolution trying to move forward, and Silent with the Battle Fury Slider Fist.
Alright, he's just YOLOing now. He's just actually taking the tower and hitting it.
He's happy. He's happy. He's got an Aegis. He's got a BKB. The mech's off cooldown again. And Silent going straight in the global there in time to trap him up. Now with another strike onto a low hard dance. There's 2 heroes down on the side of Empire. Tier 2 to fall as well in the mid lane almost imminently. They have got the fortification to buy them some time. Oh, where's...
God, that could have been the Echo right there.
That could have been the Echo.
If only he had his whole team.
It's understandable, though, for Yoku. He doesn't really want to jump in with 2 heroes on the deck.
Yeah.
It would be a little bit too YOLO at this point, because Empire still have the potential of swinging this one back round, but they've got to be very careful with the decisions and the calls that they make.
Yeah, but did you see what Silent did there? He got so greedy for the Aegis that he actually just walks up, tries to get a Sleight of Fist into a Searing Chains to pop the Aegis, to try to give them some chance of maybe taking the fight around the tier 2. Then he just dies. He gets lifted and just explodes. So FNG's positioning there was really on point, and G following it up with the global right away just means that there's no way he can get out.
Empire with the smoke from the base. Yoku still yet to find an opportunity really to shine with the Echo Slam. TP's already coming away from the side of VPG and FNG straight out of their jungle, and actually straight back to base as well.
Man, G almost has Hex. It's 26 minutes in, and he's going to have Hex Atos.
Oh, and plus 28 he's on now as well.
That is one smart guy right there.
This is at 26 minutes in. Okie dokie. Okay, Aegis has now been reclaimed, so...
He's actually going to hit so hard. Like, he probably has, what? Right now he has like 160 plus int, 165 or something like that. Which means that his...
Yeah, 165.
His glaives hit for an additional, like, 160. Maybe, yeah, it's going to be extremely painful, tanking that damage. And only one person has BKB on the side of Empire. So Resolution is going to be the only person who can really deal with G in terms of like trying to man fight or anything like that. Otherwise, you're going to have to hope that you get like a really big Echo out of Yoku. Maybe you can try to bait the global. But it's really hard to do that against VP's team because they actually have really hard initiation heroes like Spearbreaker and Tusk. So when they get that charge in and they global on top of it, it's like the fight is started around that and you have no choice. Like you either abandon the heroes or you try to fight it anyway.
On the side of Empire, just trying to make themselves make their way around the map, utilize all the lanes that they can here to try and catch up at least in terms of the farm game. The difference at the moment between the two teams is, I mean, it is 8,000 here, but it hasn't kind of skyrocketed yet for the side of VP, even though the scoreboard, of course, looking a lot flashier. 22 kills against just the 8 that Empire have been able to find so far, 20 minutes into this game. And Lil actually has got the completed Guardian Greaves now on himself on this Tusk.
I think a lot of it is not really even just reflected in the net worth. It's more about the heroes that are on each team. So, because of the fact that they have Ember Spirit, and there's a global silencer, or a silencer on the other team with global, you can't actually fight it. Like, that's the problem. They need more net worth on those heroes to be able to fight into the silencer, because you're going to need BKB, or you're going to need Manta. Like, you need one of those two things to ensure that you're not just going to die in the fight. So even though the net worth is only 8k difference, which is still pretty substantial at 28 minutes. It's more just the fact that Empire require a certain amount of base gold on their heroes to be able to do anything in these 5 versus 5s, but it's still pretty far away from that. Right now, Silent, he's only got like 1,300 gold right now, in addition to his drums and Battle Fury. And Resolution is going to be TPing back to base, realizes he's probably being charged.
Yeah, they've got some very nice wards out here, Empire, into the dire jungle, so they can see any kind of movement like that coming in from Phobos across the map. And indeed, yeah, just saving both of their lives there here at the moment. Illidan, how's he doing towards that butterfly? Eagle Song coming up to 1k gold on top of that one as well. And yeah, Lil just getting himself out of TP. Nothing too exciting there, but G, 1,500 gold now on top of that size. Keeping himself very, 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 very fat. SF, Resolution has finished the S&Y now that he was working on, and he's got 1,600 gold as well. I mean, Resolution's farm has certainly been keeping up very nicely with the pace of VP.
He'll probably need to go MKB or something. The biggest issue for now, because Silent can't really fight with his current item set, is that Resolution is the only one who can actually stand there and right-click people. I mean, obviously, Shaker, Lina, Shadow Demon, they're not really right-click heroes anyway, but you can't stand there and tank the damage from G And if you get initiated on by like Tusk or Spirit Breaker and you're not Resolution, you pretty much just die because you're going to get globaled and you don't have BKB or anything to remove the silence, so you don't have any way of like saving yourself. Resolution is kind of the frontline hero and the main damage dealer of the team. And it's a really hard position to be like everything for the team because if he gets killed, it is going to hurt them so bad because he has so much more net worth than the next highest person on his team. Like he has 50% more net worth than Silent. So if you kill him, it's just like, it's really bad.
Yeah, again, another Phobos charge coming out onto Resolution. He did TP back, and Phobos did ping around this area now, so they should be able to remove that ward and maybe catch him out next time. A low heart dance, kind of been left on here and on his own. Did have a TP, didn't want to use it. Phobos there with the kill.
The greed coming in there. And they're pinging it out now. I think
mid lane as well.
Lane
There's a bit of a skirmish going on. Moving in onto Resolution here. Will be able to get off the Requiem, but Illidan pops the BKB, just continues to fight. Phobos will begin to charge him from the top lane. Lil, FNG, and Illidan chasing down Resolution, trapped up here in the tree line. There'll be a disruption buying him some time, grabbing him back. Actually might be able to get the kill on FNG, will do, but not before FNG takes him down himself, and Phobos finally turns up to the fight with the charge that connected onto Always Wanna Fly. Lil finishing it off with the shards. And a 3-for-1 trade, effectively, including that kill onto the leaner at the top. Let's have a look at the fight recap shows. Yeah, it's just the final 2-for-1 there. But still, again, VP just continuing to keep themselves well ahead of Empire at this point of the game and coming out top on pretty much every fight that we've seen this game.
They need to do a better job of protecting Resolution. Like, he is the hope of the team right now. Silent needs more time. He needs to be able to get to another item. Like, he's choosing to go, I think, for straight up damage. He's bought a Javelin right now, so he's just saying to himself, I need to be able to kill Silent because I know he's going Butterfly, which I actually think is okay. But it also means that you can never really fight out in the open because, again, if you get global and charged, you just die. So I'm a little bit concerned because this is going to be the next Roshan for VP. Resolution has just died, which means that he's lost a little bit of gold and it's going to slow his item progression. I guess high ground defense from Empire is still very good. That's going to be their next kind of fallback is, all right, we got Shaker, we got good spam, we got an Ember Spirit. They can defend high ground for a very, very long time, and I would say that maybe ultra late game, their team composition is comparable to what VP have, unless G gets, like, Refresher.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean...
That's going to be kind of, okay, well, now we got issues.
Silence late game is never going to be a lot of fun, especially when he's, he's picked up the Ogre Club and he's working towards what I imagine to be that BKB, so he can get himself right in the forefront of the fight. Just talking about the BKBs, Phobos did just finish his on the Spirit Breaker. Over the side of Empire, we do see a low hard dance, finally managed to find himself the Yules, so something else, well, you would say to help against the SB, but seeing as it was picked up the same time that Spirit Breaker has the BKB, I don't know how much use that's going to be here at this point of the game.
Well, it depends. Like, sometimes you can catch the Spirit Breaker before he BKBs in the charge. Or you can also use it to dispel global off of yourself, which can be very useful if you're fighting in the base. Like, if you're outside and you're trying to Yules combo somebody, and you pop Yules and then you get global, then it's kind of useless. But if you're in base and you get globaled and you're standing behind your racks and the enemy team is just sieging you, you can use it to dispel yourself, and then you come back down and you're able to cast again. So it's not really getting you a lot of time because the Cyclone duration is 2.5 seconds and global lasts 6, but it's kind of like cutting the duration in half. Because obviously you can't act while you're in the air, so.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess, yeah, for that point as well. Gyrocopter has the Butterfly Complete 1400 in Illidan's pocket. And Yoku was just trying to get a bit of pressure done onto this top lane. And I imagine with that Void Stone, do you think he's going to be going for Yules himself for the similar reason, just to remove the global silence?
It's the cheapest way to remove silence, I think, right now, that he can get. The other option, I guess, is like BKB, but again, it's more expensive. Doesn't give you mana regen either. And I think the mobility from Yules is really nice too.
Well, still 34 minutes in. Empire have got a lot of work to do if they want to turn this one around. And now with the charge, this actually going to mean and show them that Yoku has TP back to base here. So they know what they're up against VP with this push, but they do have the Aegis on Illidan. We know that Empire's high ground defense is pretty strong, but it kind of feels like the longer you leave, it's just going to get stronger and stronger with the way that Ember Spirit's going to be able to scale with the item pickups. And sitting on 2.4k on top of his Javelin, he's going to be very, very close to picking up that MKB if that's what he wants to opt for here.
Yeah, it's definitely MKB. He needs it for the gyro. Like, the thing with Ember is he can defend the base with a Shadow Fiend and Alina almost indefinitely, and you also have Fissure spam on top of that, so Empire's team it's really, really good at defending high ground. If they can do anything, they can freaking turtle with these heroes. The thing with Tusk and heroes like Spirit Breakers, even if you want to like try to go super YOLO with Global Silence, if you go too far, it only takes like 1 or 2 buybacks to really punish you for that, and then all of a sudden you've given away like a gigantic lead and maybe an even opportunity to take Rags. So it is still very difficult for VP to try to break this high ground. It's going to be up to if Empire get out of position.
VP now, they've got G and DK Phobos smoked up here. Maybe seeing if they can try and bait something out in the mid lane from the side of Empire. And Illidan, he's going to be the bait going in head first. He's got the Aegis, so now with the snowball onto Resolution. They're looking for the SF. The Global Silence has come out. Resolution's going to go down here. And looks like the bait works as they also take down the low adults for the Lina. We're going to see Silent trying to do what he can here with a sleight of fist, but it's just not enough at this point of the game.
They
G
still have
heading
Echo.
in, Atos inside. We're looking for the Yoku initiation. If he can find it, there's going to be a buyback here from Resolution on the SF. Yoku's just looking for the perfect time to jump in. Hasn't quite been able to find it now. G and Lil, that might be the target. There we go. There's your Echo Snap. G to fall. Lil getting low. They'll find Lil as well here. Now Illidan retreating out of the base. He will just get himself out, but he's still got the Aegis anyway. TP out from FNG behind the tree line. Phobos to charge himself away, and we'll have a look at the fight recap there to see that it indeed was a 4 for 2.
That's including the buyback. It was a very even exchange.
Yeah.
But because of the fact that Empire defend their base, even with Resolution having to buy back, sure, that's always going to be painful, but the fact of the matter is that was an Aegis push, and they still managed to force VP back. So if you're Empire right now, you're feeling pretty happy about that. You only had to expend 1 buyout, not really that big of a deal. Resolution's going to farm a little bit slower for like the next 10 seconds, but other than that, it gives you time, and that's what they need. Like if the Ember gets to another damage item, then it's going to start becoming a serious problem trying to deal with Silent, because he will start being able to spam you out. Like if you're trying to break high ground and it takes too long, a couple of sleight of fists can just send you back to base.
Phobos looking for the charge here. Can he find the bashes? That's the question. Going to go straight with the Nether Struck. He's going to need at least 1 bash to find the kill. He isn't going to get it. And Silent, I don't think the earned damage is going to be enough here. Oh, it's going to be... No, he's going to be A-OK. Silent does get himself away. Phobos this time a little bit unlucky with the bash chance.
Yeah, well, he did have a lot of luck earlier. So sometimes RNG forsakes us all, I guess, is what you can take away from this one. No 17% to be had today. And Yule's now actually completed on Yoku, so he's going to be able to dispel the global. I think he had a really hard time finding counter initiation, because as soon as they initiate, it's like I was mentioning earlier, they have this global silence charge combination that they're always going to want to do to make sure that there's no way of stopping the Spirit Breaker's chain of initiation by going in and then popping that Nether Strike. So if that happens to him, he's now got a way to stop it. And at the very least, he might be able to get his spells off a little bit sooner before his teammates die. Hopefully they don't have to sacrifice Resolution 2 times in a row. Because he's really the only person who can stay in the front. Like, you saw how hard it was for them to kill him, right? Like, it still took a lot for VP to take him down.
Yeah, that's the thing, yeah. When you've got something like Silent on the Ember Spirit, he can't be on the front. He's got to be there on the back. He's going to need someone standing there strong on the forefront of the battlefield. Resolution is that person at the moment. Silent does now have the MKB finished on top of the Battle Fury. So he has got a fair bit of damage here coming out with each sleight of fist. And we've already seen VP kind of struggle to break the high ground with that first initial bit of action. G sitting on 1400 now. Has he brought anything else up yet as of yet? Satanic coming out for Illidan. Okay, Illidan, how's he doing in that front? Yeah, he's got the Reeve and he's got the Helm. Okay, so Satanic is now complete on your Gyrocopter.
This could be that little bit of boost that VP need to actually be able to go high ground. Because having the Satanic, when the Shadow Fiend doesn't really have a real dedicated damage item yet, it could be just enough to where he can sit there, tank the tower. If you initiate on him, he BKBs.
Here we go. Straight in with the cooldown with the telekinesis onto a low dance. Looking to get the Lina. They'll get him straight away. Illidan with the BKB. Maybe looking to chase for more of the flat cannon hits. Bouncing onto the poor old Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon to fall. Will buy back straight away. And they're trying to punch away at Illidan, but he's just too down.